Hi everyone, my name is Laurel of Mountain Laurel Stitches, and this is a YouTube channel about cross stitch. It has been a few months since my last video. There has been a lot of questions, uncertainty, chaos around my job, and I started doing distance learning at the beginning of the school year where I taught completely online. And I would also, one day a week, go and run this book bus where we would deliver books in the local neighborhoods to students who wanted books. And then right before Halloween, all of that changed, and I was doing in-person learning 4 days a week where I would be in the building. But then I would teach kids who were opted to be hybrid, do in-person and online at the same time, or like alternate days. And so I would teach in-person classes and then go into my office and go log onto the computer and teach the distance classes as well. If you haven't seen my videos before, I am a school librarian at an elementary school. So it's been very much a back and forth situation. So we've been doing that in person with me teaching online as well up until this past Friday, yesterday, where we have now hit the metrics for health and safety concerns with COVID that we are now completely transitioning back to 100% distance learning indefinitely. So I think I've had about 4 schedule changes in the last 4 months. It's just been a lot. Being in the building is pretty draining to do because the kids do come into the library. They do choose books. It's very restricted and modified for safety. They have to use hand sanitizer. I have like a 2-gallon jug of hand sanitizer that they use before they can go and look at books. They can only take what they touch. I took out all the tables, and now it's just desks that are 8 feet that we had to measure out. 8 feet from the center of one desk to 8 feet to the center of another desk. So I have about 11 desks in the library because we only see about 11 kids at a time, just because there isn't really a lot of room for them. And then after every class that's in person, my assistant and I have to go and spray down the desks with Virex and clean them off. Well, first they have to soak for 10 minutes to make sure everything's dead. And then we have to go and clean them off. So we're going through about 1 gallon of Virex every week, just with all of the cleaning. And of course, wearing the mask and reminding the kids, it goes over your nose too, and having them stay apart. It's very exhausting and draining mentally to constantly think about that. And I know people who go in person and do other positions probably feel the same way. Like when you get home, it's a lot of like thinking about what did I touch, and washing hands and taking a shower and putting your clothes immediately into the dirty clothes, into the laundry. And so I haven't really been able to get a lot of cross stitch done in the evenings when I come home from work. So I've been doing most of it on the weekends, maybe even one day of the weekend, to be honest. But I have managed to get some stuff done. I have a couple of finishes. They're small, but I did finish them. And I even started a new project, which I feel like is a big deal for me right now. Hopefully, now that I'm 100% distance again, for who knows how long, that I will feel a little bit more energetic to get more cross stitch done and maybe even finish some big projects. So I will show you my projects, what I've purchased, what I finished, and I like to do a little book talk at the end of my video. So if you're interested, you can stick around for that. Okay, I just changed my settings for my camera, so it's gonna look a little bit different. I don't know how to make a floss tube anymore. That should be fairly obvious to everyone watching. Here are some things that I have finished. Let's go back to Halloween. I worked on Autumn Harvest Pin, is this 8? I don't know Roman numerals. Haunted Kitty. This is a Mill Hill kit from the year 2001. And here is my finished little ornament. This was fun to do. I did this in October. There's lots of different colors, mostly black. Lots of, I think the whole thing is beaded, pretty much. So that was a fun, quick project. This came with a magnet. I don't know what to do with that. Please tell me. I thought maybe you turn it into a magnet for your fridge, or maybe a brooch. It did not say what to do with the magnet. It just assumed I knew. So if you know what to do with this magnet, please tell me. My other small was another Mill Hill kit, Be Prepared. That's pretty much all I did this last 3 months. This one is called Tipsy Tree. Here is the pattern. And here it is. I messed up a lot with this one. Who cares? The tree is not, it's got like half lights on it. It's got some red going on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It went on the tree. It's fine. This is another Mill Hill kit from the year 1999. I think I got these on Etsy one day when I was like stress buying because I was told that we were going to go back in person, and I was like feeling very anxious about it. So this was my little comfort stress relief. It looks okay. It's not perfect. And then I did buy a new Mill Hill kit, winter one, from the winter holiday collection this year, called Christmas Eve. And I really like this one. I think it turned out very, very pretty. And is this gonna focus? No. There was all sorts of things in this kit. I would not say this one was very beginner friendly if you are just starting into cross stitch, because there are some Myrna stitches, there's back stitching, the candles are French knots. So there's a lot going on in this, and there's lots of different color changes. But I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Wish it would focus better. I guess that's fine. Is this the camera? Where am I? But it looks nice on the Christmas tree, and this was fun, a fun little piece. I adore this. This immediately went on the tree when we put it up. So those are my finishes. I am going to grab my purchases. Is that what I'm doing next? That's what I'm doing next right now. I didn't think I bought that much over the last couple months, but I guess I did a little bit. So I had to repurchase this Essence Ghost that I showed in my last video because I started it and then I spilled drink all over it. So that had to go in the trash immediately. And I reordered it. I think I started it at the end of September and I didn't get it until like October 28th. So I was like, well, next Halloween it is then. So that is just now sitting in this package. What I bought for my stress relief Etsy shopping spree was more Mill Hill kits because I couldn't get enough. They're all kind of older. This one's 1998. A Mitten one called Charmed Mitten Ornament. I don't know if I'll get to it this year, but it's just nice to have a little project where you can feel accomplished. Then I bought, does this one have a different name? I don't know. This is also a charm mitten ornament called Star Topped Tree. Then I bought one called Sweater Weather from 2015. I think this one you have to stitch multiple pieces, like multiple pieces of perforated paper, and then like stitch them together because it looks a little 3D right here. And I was in a very Christmas mood when I did this. Christmas tree globe. That has some intense looking stitches right there. I'm not sure what that is. Back stitching, I guess. And then Ice Crystal. It's one of their snowflake ones that they did, which it looks like they have done another version of it. This one's from 2012, so I think this year they have also released kind of snowflake ones that are jeweled looking. This is a ton of beads. This is all this is, just beads in 3 colors. So one day I will get this done. And I also purchased another kind of Mill Hill related thing. Harvest Trio, which is I think in collaboration with Jim Shore. I got this as a bead pack from Hollis Hands Creates. Is it Hollis Hands or Hollis Hands? I don't know. So searching for this, don't type in Mill Hill Harvest Trio because you won't find it. You have to type in Jim Shore Harvest Trio, and that's how I found it. I like this. I don't know when I'm gonna make this, whenever the spirit moves me. I think it's gonna look good. I think I have to find the fabric which has kind of like a banded edge to it. Maybe next year. And the last thing that I purchased was a, what is this called? Oh, Floss Keeper. This is from Terry Dryden Designs, Terry Dryden Designs on Etsy. It is just, comes with a little ring, and you can write your floss on here, what kind it is, put the floss through the loop, and then, you know, when you're like not really done with a piece of floss, but you don't want to throw it away, it's still long enough, they even have a little keeper right here, a little extra keeper. This is nice. This was $5. I could make this, but I would rather pay for someone to make it for me. I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but it's ready, and that's what matters. The last things I have are just the projects I have been working on. Really not much because I've just been mill hilling it up lately because that's all I have the mental capacity to do. I barely worked on my owl. It is not going to be done this year, and that's okay. I didn't want to work on it. I found it very overwhelming even to think about. It just felt like a project that I would have to keep going at and at and at. And one day it would be done, but I just didn't have it in me. I feel kind of bad, but I'm also like, just don't stress about it. And that was the thing. It was causing me stress to even want to do it. So it just got tucked away for a little bit. I think I did like half of a feather, and I'll show you. This is what it's supposed to be. I think this is still floating around on Etsy somewhere. And this is where I'm at. Put something behind it. So kind of getting there one day. This is actually, that's nothing right there. There you go. Beautiful. But I just hasn't been calling to me. So instead, I decided to get started on something completely new and ridiculous. It is, oh, I didn't even look up how to say this. Chats Enchantes. It is Cat St. Nicholas. Look at his little face. think this is a French designer, Nimue. I don't know what I'm saying. And you know what? His eyes are a little wonky. I might go back and fix them, but this is what he looks like. Oh my gosh, adorable. Let me put something behind it. How cute is he? So I've just started the back stitching. This eye is a little wonky. Whatever, it's fine. It's ridiculous. He's coming to bring animals presents. That makes sense. Why not? So that is all of the cross stitch I have for you. I forgot to mention this, but I do a book talk at the end of my videos, and I'm gonna go find a book to talk about, and I'll be right back. I just remembered I forgot to talk about what I stitched this on. Whatever, I don't know what I'm doing. This is on 32 count Lugana Platinum. I don't know who makes lugana. I'm not sure. I don't even know what I'm talking about at the moment. But this is in DMCs. And I think the pattern calls for natural linen in 32 count. So I didn't have that. I had my stash though. So I was ready to get going on this kit. Or not kit, this pattern. All right. The book I have for you today is by author-illustrator Jan Brett, who also makes cross-stitch patterns, and I will link them below if you have any interest in seeing artwork or pictures, illustrations turned into a cross-stitch pattern. This book is called The Animal Santa, and it is about a little rabbit who wonders, they get Christmas presents every year, but who brings them? What does the animal Santa look like? If you want to find out, I recommend this story. This would be a great book to read, kind of like Christmas Eve, maybe, where you're going to bed, just a really sweet treat. The illustrations in this book are beautiful. I love everything that Jan Brett does. She spends a lot of time on details, and there's often the large illustration in the book, but then these side parts that also tell a story. She has so many stories, and they just are so beautiful to look at and so fun. I hope that you can check out one of Jan Brett's books. I will put some other ones below. I know she just came out with a new one called Cozy, which I believe is about a woolly mammoth, I think. I know she's put out other books like Trouble with Trolls and one about a little girl named Annie who has a cat. So many other ones. If you are interested, please check out her books at anywhere you get your books. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local bookshop. I know that you'll just fall in love like I have. Thanks everyone for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.